You're probably surrounded by improvements right now. New AI workflows, new strategy memos, new productivity hacks. And yet, if you're honest, your actual leverage hasn't changed that much in the last quarter.
What's happening is diffuse improvement. You skim an article on agents. You try a prompt thread. You attend a workshop. You copy a Notion template. And then you move on. Lots of surface area, almost no compounding depth.
Exactly. It feels busy and it feels modern. But if you ask, what single capability actually leveled up for me in the last 90 days, most people pause and then change the subject.
This episode is about solving that. We're going to give you a simple construct, a personal upgrade roadmap. One capability, 90 days, and a very deliberate way to use AI as coach and simulator instead of distraction.
If you treat your own skills the way a private equity firm treats assets, this is the quarterly upgrade plan you'd write for yourself. The system reveals the truth, and in this case, the system is select, specify, systematize.
Let's get you from vague self-improvement to a concrete operating upgrade you can actually feel in your week. Clarity is leverage, so we'll start there. First, definition. A personal upgrade roadmap is a 90-day single capability plan. One capability only. Not a life overhaul, not a bucket list. A targeted operating upgrade you can point to and say, I'm objectively better at this now.
And capability here is important. We're not talking about tools, not learn this new AI platform. Think in terms of skills that travel with you. Faster synthesis, sharper written decisions, tighter delegation, cleaner operating rhythms. Things that compound regardless of which tools you're using.
Over the next few minutes, we'll walk through the 3 moves of the roadmap. 1. Select the right capability. 2. Specify a precise before and after state with simple metrics. 3. Systematize a weekly practice loop where AI gives you reps and feedback, but you retain the judgment.
By the end, you'll have a one-page template in your head that you can reuse every quarter. Treat this like an internal briefing on yourself as a strategic asset.
Move 1. Select. If you choose the wrong capability, the rest of the roadmap is just well-formatted procrastination. Here's the selection test. Ask, if this capability were 2x to 10x better in 90 days, would it materially change my output, my decision quality, or my ability to move the organization? If the answer is sort of, or it would be nice, it's not the right pick.
Some examples we see with senior operators. Number 1, faster synthesis. Going from, I need half a day to digest a complex situation, to, I can get to a sharp sense-making memo in 90 minutes. Another is sharper written decisions, moving from long, ambiguous updates to crisp, one-page decision docs that people can actually execute against. Or tighter delegation, clearly turning strategic intent into actions without having to re-explain things 3 times.
A practical way to pick. Look at your last 3 frustrating weeks. Where did you feel friction that was clearly self-generated? Maybe you kept rewriting the same memo, or you were the bottleneck on decisions, or your team kept coming back with misaligned work. The friction is usually a capability gap in disguise.
You can also ask people you trust. If I were 10x better at one thing in the way I work, what should it be? That question is uncomfortable, but the answer is often obvious to them and invisible to you. Patterns create power, and your peers see the patterns you normalize.
Once you've got a candidate capability, pressure test it. Is it singular or is it secretly a cluster? Be a better leader is useless. Run tighter 30-minute decision meetings is specific enough to upgrade in 90 days.
So by the end of Move 1, you want a sentence like, "This quarter, I'm upgrading my ability to produce crisp, one-page decision memos for any strategic issue within 2 hours. Clear, observable, and tightly scoped."
Move 2. Specify. This is where we turn that sentence into something you can measure, even in a simple way. Start with a before and after description. Today, how does this capability actually show up? Be honest. Maybe, right now, I avoid writing decisions. I overthink, and memos take all day and still feel fuzzy. After 90 days, I ship a clear, one-page decision memo within 2 hours, and stakeholders rarely ask for clarification.
Don't write poetry here. Think like an operator. How would a colleague describe the difference between your current state and your upgraded state? If they'd say, "Your memos are finally usable," that's the after state you want.
Next, 1 to 2 simple metrics. Not a dashboard, just a couple of signals. For the decision memo example, metrics could be average time from problem to memo and the number of clarification questions you get after sharing it.
If you're upgrading delegation, metrics might be how often work comes back significantly off target, or how many follow-up messages you need to send after a handoff. Make it countable enough that you can say, "This is trending up or down." Precision drives agency.
Then, define keystone behaviors. These are small, observable actions that, if done consistently, almost guarantee capability improvement. Think 3 to 5 behaviors you can actually track. For sharper memos, keystone behaviors could be: always write a one-sentence decision at the top. Constrain yourself to 1 page. And time box a 10-minute outline before you write a single paragraph. If you do those 3 repeatedly, your capability will move.
For tighter delegation, keystone behaviors might be every task gets a clear definition of done, an example of what good looks like, and an explicit check-in point. That's it. 3 switches you can flip on every delegation interaction.
At this stage, your roadmap is 1 capability, a before and after description, 1 or 2 metrics, and 3 to 5 keystone behaviors. All on a single page, no fancy tooling yet. Move 3. Systematize. This is where most people either skip the work or build something so complex that they abandon it in week 2.
Systematize means one thing, a weekly practice loop. You're designing reps and feedback in advance, so you're not relying on willpower or inspiration. It should feel almost boring in its simplicity.
The loop has 3 parts: micro reps, feedback, and AI as coach or simulator. Let's stay with the decision memo capability. Micro reps might be: every week you do 3 short decision memos, even if they're just for internal scenarios.
You can feed those scenarios into an AI assistant and say, "Generate 3 strategic situations I might face as COO of a 100-person company." Then force yourself to write one-page decisions for each. That's deliberate practice, not just reacting to your inbox.
Then feedback.
Ask AI to critique your memo specifically against your keystone behaviors. For example, did I state the decision in one sentence at the top? Is this under one page? Is the reasoning structured? You can even have it highlight sections that violate your own rules.
And don't forget human feedback. Once a week, send one of those memos to a trusted peer or direct report and ask a scoped question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how executable is this? You're not asking for literary criticism. You're asking, can you move based on this?
Finally, AI as simulator. You can role-play pushback. Act as my skeptical CFO and interrogate this decision memo. Or, act as a board member and ask the 3 questions you'd need before approving this. Now you're training your anticipation and clarity under pressure.
The key mindset is AI is your sparring partner, not your stunt double. It's there to create situations, critique, and pressure test, but you still throw the punches. You own the judgment.
So, where does this roadmap live in your actual operating system? It should be one page, in the same place you already run your week, your weekly review doc, your operating journal, or your planning app. Don't create an orphaned system just for this.
During your weekly review, add a 5-minute check-in. Literally 5 minutes. Ask, did I do my micro reps? Are the metrics moving in the right direction? Did I actually use AI as coach at least once? And do I need to tweak a keystone behavior for next week?
If you already run a Monday planning ritual, add your capability as a line item. This week's reps for my memo capability are X, Y, Z. Treat it the same way you'd treat a key project milestone. It's part of your job, not a side hobby.
And watch for scope creep. Halfway through the quarter, you'll be tempted to add 3 more capabilities because you're excited or because you discovered 10 new tools. Resist that. Finish the current upgrade first. The system reveals the truth, and the truth is, most people never complete one full cycle.
Let's talk failure modes so you can avoid them up front. Failure mode 1. Choosing vague capabilities. Be more strategic. Communicate better. Use AI more. These are not capabilities you can upgrade in 90 days. Force yourself into something you can see and measure in your calendar or your documents.
The fix is simple. Rewrite vague phrases into specific contexts and actions. Not communicate better, but run 30-minute weekly check-ins that end with clear commitments and written summaries. Now you can practice, and AI can simulate those meetings with you.
Failure mode 2. Chasing tools instead of skills. Spending the quarter trying every new AI feature instead of upgrading a capability that outlives any single product. If your roadmap sounds like a feature tour, you've drifted.
Recenter on the question, if this tool disappeared tomorrow, what would still be upgraded in me? If the answer is nothing, you're not working on a capability yet. You're just browsing.
Failure mode 3. Over-engineering the practice loop. 10 trackers, 4 dashboards, a beautiful template in 3 apps, and no actual reps. Remember, a 5-minute weekly check-in beats a system you abandon in week 2.
Aim for boringly effective. 1 page, a handful of behaviors, a small number of reps, and a simple way to check if it's working. That's enough to change how you operate.
Let's land this with a concrete action you can take today. Step 1. Choose one capability. Look at your last 3 frustrating weeks and pick the single upgrade that would meaningfully change your leverage if it were 2x to 10x better.
Step 2. Write a 1-page, 90-day upgrade roadmap. 1 sentence for the capability, a clear before and after description, 1 or 2 simple metrics, and 3 to 5 keystone behaviors. That's it.
Step 3. Design a lightweight weekly practice loop where AI acts as your coach and simulator. A few micro reps, specific feedback, and 1 5-minute check-in in your existing weekly review.
If you run this play every quarter, you'll look back a year from now and see 4 very real, very tangible upgrades in how you operate. That's compound capability, not scattered effort.
If this briefing helped you, subscribe to the Agentic Executive so you don't have to think about building this operating system alone. Every day, we'll bring you 1 focused insight, 3 supporting points, and a concrete action you can take in under 10 minutes. Make your next move count, and as always, stay agentic.